What is up, y'all? It is Grant with the Groovy Files, and I got my main man Donovan here with me.
Yo,
And today we're gonna be taking a little change of structure. We decided that we're gonna do like much more. Um, we'll still do like the legendary series where we talk about one particular artist and things like that. I want to do like much more like relevant topics. Uh, and this week we've got Tyler the Creator's Deluxe. Pretty much the end of the Call Me If You Get Lost era, and then we have Larry June and Alchemist dropping the Great Escape. So let's get into it. I feel like this Tyler Deluxe has like so many top 10 worthy songs out here. Like Heaven to Me, What a Day with the Mad Lib sample, and then Sorry Not Sorry. I'm like, how the hell did these get left off the album? Like, I feel like like if I'm being honest, I feel like they're better than the majority of that album. Uh, like, and then Tyler just showing like he's still kind of like he's still promoting his shit. Like he made music videos for every song, all that other stuff. Like that stuff don't fall under the radar, and I really appreciate that.
for me, this just like impresses me as far as you can tell how much Tyler cares about his work, and just truly how much he puts into everything that he does. Because he really didn't like. This is one of those things that like he legitimately did not have to do. But the fact that he just put his heart and soul into basically a whole another project in the same era, and it's just as good, if not better, than his original. Just and speak to how much he cares. And I think it's very easy to kind of throw Tyler to the wayside as far as like how much work he truly puts into what he does. But he's been one of the hardest working people in the music industry for a long time.
He said like this was like the first album he had where he literally had songs that did not make the cut. So I'm thinking, I guess he like his process is like being more of a I don't want to say like a perfectionist, but more so of a like, okay, the original idea that I had, like that's it. Like ain't no new songs, none of that shit. We just perfecting the songs that we already got. Uh I'm very surprised he released these. And I'm very excited for a new era for him because I'm always curious as to what I'm always curious about what he's gonna put out next and things like that. And then at the end of the video, Sorry Not Sorry, we see him beating up his like beating up the Call Me If You Get Lost alter ego. So I'm kind of wondering what's next. But like, yeah, man, I really enjoyed Tyler. Uh, the Mad Lib sample, very surprised that he rapped over that. And then kind of like on Heaven to Me, where he was talking about like, oh, like where he kind of want to be in like 15 years, and then just talking about it, and then like saying he's like already pretty much accomplished that, and he's around 30 now, I think, not sure. Um, but yeah, like it's just really Tyler's just like inspiring, man. Like to see like his vision kind of just to just walk through him, like walk with him through his entire career is amazing. And then also kind of like I don't want to say like double down, but at the same time, like he really kind of like owns up to the stuff he did. He don't really try to beat around the bush. He's like, yeah, okay, I did it. And then like he don't really try to dwell on it or let it answer for it. So I kind of like I appreciate that. And I talked about this earlier on my Twitter today. I kind of feel like, dude, as time goes on, I feel like Tyler and Kendrick are like much more similar than they are different. Because like it just in terms of transparency and introspectiveness, like I really feel like they're one and the same to a certain point.
It's crazy. I seen you tweet that, and I was in class, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I wonder what he meant by that. And then I thought about it some more, and I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Like they came up around the same time, and they came up in kind of two completely different ways, but it ended up merging together in a way. Like you said, with introspectiveness and like how much you could tell they really care about the work they put in, the way that they're able to like shift every album to be different without sacrificing their own personal sound. The way they've been able to like come up within groups and be able to kind of cultivate what was there and then eventually like branch off into their own thing. Like, of course, Tyler did that particular part in like a bigger magnitude, but like Black Hippie was really big at one point. So yeah, I can certainly see that, and I'm glad you pointed that out.
Like, cause listen, like Tyler always talks about how like Kendrick, like how much he loves Kendrick's music and stuff, and I hear like a lot. And here's my theory. I've been kind of thinking about this. I feel like them niggas was in the studio together in 2020 or whatever, and like heard each other's ideas and shit, and it was like, yeah, let's do this. Cause like the the parallel from Sorry Not Sorry and then just call me if you get lost and shit. Like the songs like the transparency he was talking about on there, and then like shit like Count Me Out, and just all Miss Morale. It really kind of lines up. Like I ain't gonna say like being like unapologetic, but just kind of like, hey, this is me. I'm not gonna really apologize for the mistake. Like I'm gonna apologize. Like of course we're human, we make mistakes. I'm not gonna really apologize for it. Like it's part of life. And I'm moving on, and like that's it. Like I kind of really see like the parallel between the two, and like I don't honestly. I feel like there's gonna come a time where like we find out like them niggas have music together. I'm honestly surprised that they don't right now. But yeah, like I just kind of feel like they're very similar. But
Speaking of music together, I definitely at this point, like I know people be talking about the Kendrick and J. Cole project, but I think it would be cooler Tyler and Kendrick project. I think that job would be phenomenal. Tyler has shown like he can adapt to basically any artist, and like he brings out the best in so many people. Like with ASAP, like there was a time where I definitely thought ASAP was washed, and then every time they have a feature together, it's always really good. And then Wayne looked really washed, and then every time he did the song with Tyler, it was really good. And like Kanye was on like his music was still good, but he hadn't really had like a crazy verse in a while. Then Kanye gave him the best verses he's ever done. It's like I know if him and Kendrick sat in the studio together, even just like 4 songs, it would be phenomenal.
yeah, man, like the way like Tyler like adapts to pockets is like kind of crazy. Like he kind of you can when you hear Tyler rap, it's not like something like he's just like figuring out or some shit like that. Even like in the beginning of his career, with the flow that he uses and like the cadence he uses and all that the shit, it's never something that he's just like, oh, I'm figuring out as I go. Like it always seems like he's very ready to rap. I might not always agree with the content, but it's very amazing the way he like does stuff. And like man, like I really love this deluxe, bro. Like I really do. Like and like Tyler, I always get excited when Tyler drops because I know he's gonna give me something worth being excited for. Like he really puts his all into artistry, and I really appreciate that. But other than that, do you have any final thoughts on Call Me If You Get Lost to the State Sale?
I think the main thing I want to say is that it is very rare you get a deluxe of this caliber, especially now. I feel like a lot of people are kind of just like, yeah, I'm just throwing like 4 extra songs, put them at the beginning of my project just to kind of help with streams and whatever, and that's perfectly fine. The music industry is what it is. Can't knock people for that. But this is definitely one of the few times where I felt like this was truly worthy of a deluxe. Like I haven't been this impressed with the deluxe since the Dreamville tape. Like that, the deluxe for that was better than the original, and I did not think I was going to say that. But yeah, I haven't loved deluxe as much in a long time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like Tyler shows like every time Tyler shows up, he shows why he's 101. I might not like the music, but I always respect it. But yeah, like Tyler always shows like why he is a generational act. But we're gonna move on to the second topic, and that is the Great Escape with Larry June. Now, one of the things I will say, I'm not gonna say I'm a major uh Larry June fan, but I enjoy his music. And of course I love Alchemist to death. But I was very surprised on what I heard. Like, I think Larry was definitely getting out rapped on like pretty much majority of the album. But at the same time, it was more so like, okay, I remember exactly everything Larry is saying, and he's just not like on here as like fillers. Like he actually saying stuff like I remember and shit, like quotable stuff, all this type of stuff. And like I appreciate that. Um, so the big thing for me is I really love this album. I really do. Um, Larry kind of just like he doing his thing, but like to like a better extent. And then like he had a little bit more depth to his raps on this album. Like he talks about just like a little bit more. I don't know if anybody noticed or if it's just me or if I'm tripping, but like, I feel like he rap like a little bit more than he usually does. And then like he's talking about like that's the first time I found real love, all that other shit. And then Alchemist with the sample selection. A1, he's really good at bending to other rappers and kind of like forming around them instead of just giving them beats and then just leaving it at that. And then this is an album where I feel like every single feature was like very intentional. Like I feel like no feature on the album I didn't like. Like even Big Sean, I liked this feature. Like
Man, that was one of the best Big Sean verses I have heard in a while.
and,
That was
and
a really good Big Sean verse.
That's one of the best Big Sean verses I've heard since. Well, Detroit 2 had a couple good ones, but yeah, like that's definitely for some reason whenever Big Sean gets competitive, he does rap good. Like it's just like every once in a blue moon. But like from Big Sean to Boldy to Joey, Ty Dolla Sign, I love this feature, and I honestly feel like Wiz has like the best feature on the album. All of them, I thought it was great. And when I see like a lot of features on the album, I feel like somebody not gonna be able to hold their own weight. But it didn't really feel like that on here, even though I feel like the features have the majority of the better verses on the album. I don't feel like Larry June is just like a complete afterthought.
Yeah, how I see it, Larry June isn't the type of rapper to me where I really like expect him to out rap somebody, I guess. Everyone in the rap industry kind of has their different roles. There's some people that I always expect to like try to do the upper echelon and always outshine and all this other stuff. Larry June is kind of just he's the model of consistency to me at this point. You know what you're gonna get for the most part, and it's gonna be similar subject matter. I know we kind of talked about him like switching up things on this one, but it's like it's gonna be solid to good for the most part, and that's really all I need from him. It would be interesting to see what it would be like if he really was like trying to really go crazy with his pen. But then it could just turn into something where somebody's trying to do too much. I've been listening to Larry June probably since like 2016. And it's really interesting to listen to how he used to rap and how he raps now. Because it was a lot more energetic and all over the place. Like it was just a lot going on. But it was solid. Like, and now he's gotten to this point where he's working with people like Alchemist. Like he's really done his thing.
Like that shit kind of like wow. Like I would have never expected. I can't say I would have never expected them to do a album, but like I feel like out of Alchemist this year, we're gonna get some. I feel like we're gonna get some unexpected collaborations. Like I really have a hunch that I feel like we getting a few Alchemist album this year. I feel like we're gonna get another Boldy one, another one. But yeah, like Larry June is something I appreciate. He's a very simple rapper, and like that's not a bad thing. Some rappers can do any. Some rappers can stay within their bounds and give me the same exact thing or the same exact formula every single time, and I will still love it. It's just like some people need to understand if a formula is for them or not, or they're compelling enough for a formula or not, or if if they have a really good niche and they're compelling enough in their niche to keep doing the same thing over and over. So The Great Escape is, I'm gonna say, I give it like I don't really I hate rating albums, but like I give it like a solid, I think it's an 8.5. Like I feel like it's a really good album, and I don't think there's nothing really anything bad about it. Like I feel like there's a lot of love, nothing to really hate. Um, Definitely looking forward to what Larry June does in the future. I always loved him in Cardo. Uh, I would be open to the idea of him working with Static Selector. And then of course, Alchemist just does what Alchemist does. I'm ready for that collaboration that nobody's expecting. Apparently the Earl Alchemist, I think that's hinted at this year, so I'm excited for that.
What's the most unlikely person that you would like to see Alchemist work with?
Let's see. Most unexpected person?
I think an Alchemist and Tony Snow project would probably be crazy. Or even like a Alchemist and like a Smino.
I don't. The thing about Smino is that he's so good with Monte Booker, and like I want Smino on Q-Tip. I'd rather have that.
Okay, but, yeah, Smino and Q-Tip would be crazy. Okay, I can see that. Smino and Q-Tip would be insane.
I'm surprised Tyler and Out ain't done anything yet, like a full album. Because like when you hear like something to rap about, that shit crazy. And then with like, I would like for him to do a full album with either Mike or the Bruiser Brigade. Because like with the Thing of Ours too, like the Loopers was on there, and the entire Bruiser Brigade is on there, and they all fucking ate. So I really want to see that.
I know it's not really quick. I know it's not a Z Loopers episode, but Z Loopers did drop microphone theme, and it is good.
There might have to be another episode. We talk about Danny album and then all the other shit. But other than that, Don, that's all I got for this episode.
Well, I'm good. If you good, I enjoyed talking to you as always. Shout out to Tyler. Shout out to Larry June and Alchemist for another wonderful project. You know, this has been a pretty solid year for rap, I would say. I'm very excited to see what the rest of the year brings. But yeah, this has been a pretty solid year.
Yeah, man, like people were I was going to this year, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to expect from hip hop this year. But I'm really pleased with this so far. And it's only March. Like we've gotten Odyssey, we've got Maxo, we've got Navy Blue, the Loopers, who else?
Babytron, BK the Ruler, Tisa Korean.
Mm-hmm. I heard you.
Yeah, it's been a good year. I'm enjoying this a lot.
But other than that, that's all we got for this episode. Y'all stay easy. We out.